In our previous video, we got data loading from the company.json file and passed it through from the backend, displaying onto our template. What would be good though is if we could iterate through all of that data using a for loop, so that if we add another member to Thorin's company, we don't have to worry about changing all of our hard-coded HTML. That's what we're going to do in this video. We can start off by grabbing the source code for the entire company.json file. You can grab a copy of this as well by clicking on the View Source Code button beneath this video. Copy everything from the file and then paste that inside of your own JSON file. This just demonstrates a bit more data and makes our page even more content rich. I will just format the entire file using the shortcut Ctrl+A+K+F. We can now go back to our about.html file and remove the company expression that we added on the last video. Then, scroll down and remove the second featurette that was added for Fili and Kili. Delete the entire thing, including the closing div tag. Now, above the featurette that we've added for Thorin, but below the basic information paragraph about the company, I will add in a for loop. Curly bracket percentage for member in company percentage closing curly bracket. As a reminder, member could have been any word I chose, and company is the list we created in the Python file. Let's find the closing div tag for this featurette, and then add in the required end for. Essentially, every time this loop is evaluated, the HTML that's within the for loop is going to be injected into our template. I will also just highlight this section and hit Tab in order to properly indent the code within the loop. We can now remove the hard-coded name here of Thorin Oakenshield. Instead, we'll type double curly brackets member.name closing curly brackets. This will reference the member variable from our loop and grab the contents of the name key from our JSON file. Let's do the same thing for description now as well. Just highlight the biography text, delete it, and then instead you can write double curly brackets member.description closing double curly brackets. As you can see again, this corresponds to the description key from our JSON file. And finally, we can do the same thing for our image source. We'll remove the hard-coded image source and type double curly brackets member.image_source closing curly brackets. While I'm here, we can add a couple of class names provided by our clean blog template and Bootstrap in order to make the data look a bit nicer. I will just add class equals featurette minus image and image minus responsive. Outside of that row, I will add a horizontal rule so that we have a divider between the various members. The shortcut for this is hr.featurette minus divider and then the tab key. This is, of course, another class name provided by the clean blog template. Everything should now be in place. Our for loop is going to iterate through all of the data in our company.json file down to the end for and inject the HTML and variables that we've set within the loop. Let's save everything and reload the live preview page to see what we get. We now have all of the names, biographical information, and images that are within the JSON file. That's great. It's working exactly as we wanted it to, all the way down to Gandalf at the very end. The only problem with it is that previously we reversed the ordering of the images and the paragraphs for each alternating row. It would be nice if we can have that offset back again. That's what we are going to do in the final video of this series.